So these are the aims for the 6-week training program for client 1. So the way I'll be measuring if my client has achieved these targets is by using the fitness tests such as the yo-yo test, sit and reach test, vertical jump test, and 30-meter sprint test. So I measured improvements with these tests at the 3-week stage and the 6-week stage to give my client time to improve these components of fitness, so in order to improve their overall scores in these tests. The reason why I picked these targets for my client in a 6-week training program is because these aspects of the fitness testing results needed improving in order for him to gain advantages in his sport. But also he had personal targets that he wanted to achieve as well, such as increasing his VO2 max and flexibility. Also, these targets I've set for my client were realistic to achieve and specific to the components of fitness that he needed to improve on. These are some of the strengths and areas of improvements that I've reflected on after I planned the 6-week training programs. So one of the strengths of my 6-week training programs was I used progressive overload. This is because by increasing one section of the FIT principle each week, allowed adaptations to occur to my client without causing injuries to my client. So they gained benefits, but they didn't get injured. Also, like I said before, the targets I planned for my client were achievable and not too unrealistic, and they could be measured as well. So that was one of the strengths of planning my sessions. Also, the exercises I tried to do involved ecological validity for client 1 by making some of the exercises in the sessions involving football. So the exercises that I created were specific to my client's needs. However, I didn't involve ecological validity with client 2, as he didn't have a sporting focus. So therefore his sessions were purely based around fitness. And I didn't really take into account that this might have been boring for him. So this could be an area for improvement, as well as a strength. One of the areas of improvement for my 6-week training programs is to add variation. I added variation in the sense that the equipment that I used for both clients was different, as in I used the treadmills, rowing machines, and a bike, and even swimming. However, I used the same methods of training for both clients. I used interval, weight, and continuous training, whereas I could have used fartlek training for client 1 to make the training more realistic for a game situation in football. Linking to this, some of my warm-ups and cool-downs weren't very creative, so this might have been really boring for my clients, as they were sometimes doing the same warm-up and cool-down over and over again. So creativity is an area for improvement, as I could be more creative when planning the warm-ups and cool-downs. Even though I added an alternative warm-up, main session and cool-down, I didn't account for exercises within the sessions, such as jump squats and exercises like these. If my client can complete these exercises, I didn't think of any alternatives of what they could do, which meant that if they weren't able to complete these exercises, they weren't able to complete the session. So when planning for each individual client, I need to take this into account, that they might find the exercises too easy or too difficult. So I need variations of exercises so that they can complete the sessions. 14.3.